everybody. Welcome back. Got another episode here because we just had the UT Georgia game, SEC championship. A little bit disappointed here. I mean, that was, for a championship game, I mean, it was exciting. It was fun, but everybody out there, if you watch the game, comment, like, and share, because we want to hear your opinion. And just to remind you, I'm Bruce. I'm with Daryl and Marcus. But we're going to talk about that game. And, there's, like any good game, there's some opportunities. I mean, UT had a couple of opportunities. I mean, obviously the 2 field goal misses, that hurt. But anyway, what do you guys think? Daryl, let me go to you. Daryl, what do you think about this? Because you're a big UT fan, right?
What now?
No. Heck no, I ain't no UT fan. But I the thing about it, man, I'm one of those people who I respect the game and I recognize it. I think I said this last week or whatever week we were talking about it. I still see them as the best team in the country. And you know what? And maybe that's a little haterade in me because you'll be surprised to know I just don't like Georgia. I mean, it's just something about them I can't stand.
Yeah, me too.
But at the same time, I do think UT is the best team in the nation still, and I think we're going to see that going through the playoffs. So,
okay.
But yeah, yesterday's game, it was doggish, and it was gridiron, man. It was a fight, and it was good. It was good quality football, So. Marcus, you over there in the studio, man? What you? You're in the press box today.
I'm in the press box. I'm in the press. I'm still here, man. I haven't left. I got security guards outside. I've barricaded myself in. I'm not leaving until I finally feel like it's right for me to leave. But I mean, it was a tough game to watch. When I think about the 3 reasons Texas lost that game, number 1, turnovers. I mean, Texas had 4 turnovers, including an interception in overtime. I mean, it had no rhythm, and it gave Georgia additional scoring opportunities. The second thing is their ground game was trash. The Longhorns attack was stifled. I think they had 29 yards, and the lack of the ground threat made it pretty easy for Georgia to predict exactly what they were going to do in terms of defense for that. And then just red zone inefficiency. I mean, they had several trips to the red zone, and Texas settled for field goals instead of touchdowns. So didn't really capitalize on full scoring opportunities. I mean, in summary, Georgia just had great defense. Etienne, he stood out with his performance. And you think about the Texas turnovers, the missed field goals, the ineffective rushing, red zone struggles. I mean, that was pretty much the game right there. Texas, the normal Texas, the Texas that played A&M and a lot of other quality teams this season would have won that game easily by 20 points. But somehow, some way, they didn't show up. That wasn't Texas. That was some imitation Walmart brand. That wasn't cornflakes. Those were those grocery flakes or something. They just came with a carbon copy of themselves that didn't meet to full potential.
And something else too, we know that Georgia is a second half team. I mean, we saw them all season. I mean, they go down, they get down in the first half, and in the second half, all of a sudden they figure it out, and they say, wait a minute, we're supposed to be playing a football game. Let's start doing that, and then that's where they make their run, and and when I saw halftime, the halftime score, I'm like, oh man, this is not good for UT, man, because they're gonna come out and play. And then when Beck got hurt, because they announced, okay, well, Beck's not gonna play the second half,
right?
And I'm like, okay, so we know that the backup quarterback usually is the hero.
Oh yeah,
he's usually the hero, man.
Yeah, because you didn't practice for him, you didn't prepare for him.
Right. So that was just crazy. But then shout out to Beck for coming back and making the closing handoff. The handoff that won the game. I don't know what that was all about, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. That's how I describe the game. Crazy.
Well, it was almost like the opening kickoff at hindsight set the tone, when he got that ball in the end zone, he did a stutter step, and it didn't look like he knew if he wanted to come out or stay in, and they came out. What did he tackle on the 10-yard line, 15? So that was a bad start right off. So I don't know if nerves came into play, or what, but, that kind of was owed to what was going to happen. But, you mentioned the injury. Did you see at the sideline reporter when she was showing that boot? they wear on their ankles nowadays that gives them full mobility. I mean, that's incredible. Almost looks out of Darth Vader world or something, you know, the things they put them in. It's great technology and all, but I sure hope it's, you know, they know what they're doing. I just hope it's not letting some of these, I'm going to say kids, but, you know, risk worse injuries, you know, by finding a technology that lets them get out there and playing too early. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a tough loss. I thought, you know, Texas had this moment where they could have made a statement that, hey, we're in the SEC, and you know, obviously they would have had 2 back-to-back, you know, conference titles, leaving their previous conference and coming into the SEC in their first season and taking the title there. I mean, the thing that I guess hopefully Texas won't drop any further than probably 8, but maybe 9. I don't know what that's going to do, because it's been so many, this team beat this team, but this team beat this team. So it's not like you have this clear front runner, except, you know, maybe, I don't know, Darryl, who you think. But anyway, with the new playoff system, I guess, you know, we still got a chance at championship glory. But man, that was a tough loss. We should have won that game. That we lost. We didn't lose that game. They didn't win that game. We lost that game.
Yeah. Well, and you know, in college football, we have this mindset that if you lose a game, you suck. And this year, the definition of that started to change because of the playoff system.
Right.
You know, the 12-team playoff system
That's
changes.
true.
So let's just keep in mind, it was you can look at it like this. I know it's the SEC championship, but it was one loss. I mean, I don't think that defines the team. You know, I mean,
totally.
One team walk away with the SEC title, but I mean, they won the battle. Now, can you win the war? And we don't watch the war. I'm telling y'all, watch the war. It's gonna be really good.
I just got one point to make. You know, listen, we have seen teams professionally at the collegiate level, when they get wrapped up and they get it in their head that they can't beat this team. It's like the water boy, right? When Coach Klein looks over and he see red and he's like, you know, and he just gets that vision in his head. I don't want UT to get to the point to where they don't think they can beat Georgia, because that is the only team they've lost to twice. I think I heard something of the fact that Texas hasn't lost to a single team twice in a season since like 1909. So
wow.
I don't want to get to I don't want the Longhorns to get to a point to when every time they see Georgia coming up in the schedule, it's like, oh my God, we're playing Georgia. We got to be scared, you know, because I thought that's what it was for Alabama for a while. They beat Alabama. They proved they could do that. Now they got to get over this Georgia hump.
Yeah.
Mentally.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was a good game for a championship, though. You know, it was really a good game. But you guys out there, leave some comments. What did you think, you know? But thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Bye.
All right.